అమెరికాలోని న్యూయార్క్లో నివసిస్తున్న ఎన్ఆర్ఐ హర్ష్ మధోక్ భారత్లో జరుగుతున్న అవినీతి గురించి ప్రెస్ కాన్ఫరెన్స్ నిర్వహించారు. మహారాష్ట్ర ప్రభుత్వం ఎటువంటి విధి విధానాలు లేకుండానే తన వ్యాపారాన్ని బహిష్కరించిందని, భారత్లో పెట్టుబడి పెడుతున్న ఎన్ఆర్ఐలు తగు జాగ్రత్తలు వహించాలని సూచించారు. పలువురు ఎన్ఆర్ఐలు ఈ కార్యక్రమంలో పాల్గొని హర్ష్ మధోక్ కు మద్దతు తెలిపారు.
Shrujal Parikh, President, Federation of Indian Association, Tri-State. We are here at Zyka Restaurant on a press conference to help our own, one of the NRI who had a vision, and every first generation Indian dream to go back to India, invest in India and settle in India. Mr. Madhok had a same vision and same dream. He went back to India and invested. In return, what he get, he become a victim of one of the bureaucracy. We all know about it, but we think it is change. We are asking the government of Maharashtra to give him justice, give him his dignity, give him the return of his investment, and work with him to bring his all investment back. We all think that we want to go back and invest, but we'll take this pause and we'll make sure the government intervene and help NRI and give them justice, so nobody has to suffer, no NRI has to suffer in future for their investment. Jai Hind.
Hi, my name is Priti Pandya Patel. I am the president of the Asian Indian Chamber of Commerce. I am here to support Mr. Madhok on what has happened to him in his recent dealings in India. He had a Volkswagen car dealership in India that he worked out the entire deal, hoping for it to be successful. He actually created 200 jobs plus plus many other benefits that he brought in from the US as an NRI. And what happened to him? He lost everything. $10 million plus he lost. I think the Indian government should wake up. And I also think that the US government should maybe look into something like this and see. I think that he is not the only victim that this has happened to. I think that this has happened to many, many, many people. Corruption, bullying from the Indian government needs to be stopped, or else there's not going to be any NRIs that are going to think about doing business in India. So I want to thank Manna TV for coming and covering this event.
My purpose is today to explain my NRI friends who I have spent majority portion of my life, my youth here. And in the discussion it came up that should we bring this story. Some was for it, okay, you're not going to change anything in India, even if you say it's not going to be heard, because you are a too small guy with a small little story. And I spoke in my family. My son was looking forward, my daughter, doing things in India in a big way. They both are NYU student graduate, my elder daughter from Columbia. And after meeting with my friends, family, everyone, and for myself to sleep better, I came up that I must put the truth on the table, what happened. And all these facts, I want to put it in the domain that we did everything legally. We went every way possible correctly with spending the money there. But we gave up with the bureaucratic system in India, who connects with who and who is, you press a button here, the lights ring there. That is where everything is falling apart. We have gone with our own money and have big plans to settle it. And when you have a hurdle, the NRIs don't have any platform there. Who to go, who to explain things to. Wrote to CM of Maharashtra on 8th or 9th and 10th, sent it couriers, went to Nagpur, did everything possible.
Like me to go to India and do business. After hearing your story, I don't know if I would ever go to India and to do business. But Do you think that maybe, because you're not the only victim, I've heard this story from so many other people. So do you think maybe if you could just tell somebody how to get in touch with you, is there an email address? And maybe you can give, and right here on media, I mean, this will go across everywhere in the US. And maybe there is a support group that you can have, and the force of numbers is going to be more important than just you as an individual. So if you have 100, 200, 500 people, NRIs, that have the same exact story, I think the voice will be heard, and maybe go to Washington, D.C., and maybe go to the CIA. Because the FBI and CIA are wanting to help people. And if you feel that this is criminal, that what the Indian government has done, I think you need to go to the US government and tell them.
Correct. And see, what I will advise you, not going to India is not a solution, because we really need to improve the system. The people are accountable. The people who want to do good. We are not going to say that everyone is bad, but the people who are accountable, we should raise our voices. We should come up with the stories. In any field, if we don't come up, the worst thing we can do, take the beating, lying down and sleep with it. It'll give you nightmares. So come up with the stories. I encourage people, there's going to be a portal, there's going to be a website, the link, the entire thing, in a media kit which we are giving. Come up. So it should not be an individual thing. And I'm sure the change will take place. I'm very confident. I mean, when Indians could do so well coming out of India, they can run the US. Look at any of the companies, the top people are all Indians. There's nothing wrong with our value system. We need to fight the bureaucratic system there. The people make it very big here. I don't see anything wrong with them. The similar people, they need a platform, they need a proper, if somebody has done bad or somebody, they should be held accountable. We have a fear of law in US. In India it doesn't. People do get away and then they bounce back and they do it again.
Ram Kanchipatla. I work for UNI News Organization, which is based in New Delhi. I also work for South Asian Bank, the weekly publication based in New York. I'm sure that you are aware that every state has a Lok Ayukta. Lok Ayukta institution investigate corruption at several levels, especially the government level within that particular state. Since your case is confined to Maharashtra state, I'm sure that should help you. That's one question. I'm also wondering whether you have conducted any press conference, something like that, there in Mumbai or in New Delhi. I have a few other things also. I'll ask you later.
Okay.
Two things now. One is Lokayukta and the other is a press conference whether you held in India or not.
See, I have seen one thing. When I filed an FIR, the police gave chance to other people also to come and say whatever, and they did supported me. When the matter gets to the higher authorities and people get to know, I have mentioned in my letter to CM 2 months ago, 3 of them was sent and repeatedly follow-up was sent on 8th of July, 9th and 11th, and was hand-delivered also. In that I have mentioned that your PA, Amol Pantegar, has called in the police department to hush up. When they see a senior authority intervening into this, then they back off, because I said they want to remain in a good books of CM. CM appoints the commissioner, they appoints the DCP. That system, how do you fight your boss? How do you do? So I don't know what other things or how it will take shape. And the legal aspect, yes, it's open. We definitely are putting all the evidence and everything together, and it will be done very shortly. But I see a fear. Nobody wants to speak up to their senior authorities.
But I believe that cases filed with Lok Ayukta will be taken much faster than other cases and court case. This is not exactly a court, a state level court. It probes, it investigates corruption from government officials and ministers.
My case is an open and shut case. It's like I have a lease agreement in my hand for 5 years, started in 17 till 2022. I have uploaded all these documents. How can I be dispossessed? And I'm crying that they broke into. There is no single paper from the court. It's a highway robbery. You just break in, and that police went. We have the videos moving the stuff. Everything is being captured on the camera, but still it lacks the action because CMPA had called in, and I'm bringing into their attention, and I'm not sure that how. I mean, it will be a smaller issue that to investigate, how this person has called in. It's verified with the police.
Did you hold any press conference, something like this?
The
Back
press-
in Mumbai or New Delhi?
I had put it in the domain, but the life threat was so tough and my family pressure was so high with my wife and with my health issues and stuff like that. I felt very unsafe staying there. I felt very unsafe. When the call comes in and, that please, you don't understand and you say a single word and all these things happens, it becomes very difficult to remain. I have to hire security and stuff to move around. I have to always look over my shoulders.
Shame on the part of.
Yeah, it's just
Honest
one of those
mind
things
and,
that
federal-
I have put in my boarding pass. I went to Nagpur to meet with the CM. I did everything possible, but his busy schedule. So
He was actually in New York just a few months ago. Chief
yes.
Minister of
I think
Affairs.
yeah.
Correct. That's what I heard, that he was
Yeah,
here,
he
and
was here, he was
Bessie
here.
has given him my case papers, which I have given, and they have not responded. They just
Yeah,
shoved
he was
it.
speaking
Yeah,
at
they
Harvard,
did it.
or was it? I mean, just 2 months ago, actually.
Yeah, that's why we have given this Mumbai Cheats Manhattan, the project which they are doing, that look into the facts, how it is done. I mean, they come and they ask for it, okay, we're gonna look
But
over.
why they want to close your facility? I mean, what is the? I've just glanced at it and just wanted to hear from you.
It's the, when we was doing the business there was some issues between landlord and the TMC. Initially, it started from there. And that was resolved. Everything was cleared out. In the meantime, we was doing a takeover with a Modi group in India. And that takeover process takes 4 to 5 months. By the time that takeover process was on, then this was
And
happening.
Satish Modi, those people.
No, Nihar Modi. They have
Oh, I
in
see.
Hyderabad, they have several
Right,
dealerships
yeah.
and stuff like that. Because Volkswagen cannot keep a flagship store closed for months. They lose sales, service, the customers needs to be attended. So that's,
And if I understand correctly, in order to do business in India, you have to have a partner offshore. I mean, in order to do business, to set up.
No,
you have to
no,
have
no.
someone from
NRIs,
India to be a partner.
no, no.
Anjali? I'm
No.
sorry, for NRIs.
I'm a born Indian US citizen, so
So
I
you-
have a OCI.
NRIs. Oh,
Yes, so there's nothing
Well,
like that.
NRIs
It's pretty.
Not for us.
I mean, you are welcome to take all your money there. Nobody will say anything. The problem is once you are there and you are invested, what they hear. They will welcome you, bring millions, billions, whatever you have, take
Oh,
it.
I know, yeah.
Okay, I'd like to ask a question. I'm looking at your poster over there, Stand Against.
Yes.
And it says bureaucratic red tape. Bureaucratic red tape I think of as incompetence. So my question is, are we talking about red tape or are we talking about corruption?
Corruption is big part of India. There's no
And is
secret.
that what you have been up against there rather than a red tape ballot?
Corruption and power. It's very centralized. The system needs to, law has to take its own course as we have it in US.
Okay, but in other words then, if the proper amount of money had been put in the proper palms, this perhaps could not have happened? Is it that kind of corruption?
You can say that. It is what it is, and it's no secret.
I understand.
It's in campaign. It's all
Red tape is somewhat euphemistic.
correct. Yes, absolutely.
What is the current situation of the property or the project of that location?
The current situation legally, it's mine. It's in my possession, and they are trying to move my stuff out of there, and we are crying that we need help. They can remove my stuff, and it's just a huge dealership. They can move my stuff without a due course of a law.
A lot of things are installed facilities.
Yes.
Service
The service, the lifts,
All
the
German
computers,
brands.
it's huge. I mean, dealership. It's to do 100 cars a day. It's a big dealership.
So there is some information.
Yes,
here.
all is
I read
media
some
kit,
things,
yes.
So based on that, two questions.
Correct.
Some are the threats, so which is direct crime.
Yes.
Did you file that separately?
Yes, I have a FIR. Yes, I have a
FIR is
FIR.
one thing, the individual, your security guard were being threatened, that is separate.
Yes, I have that also on recording and everything was. But where do you file it?
No.
If police
Because police
gets
is
the,
blessed with them.
I have a tape saying that it's from the CM PA has called in, and I'm wondering, that I'm trying to bring it to CM's attention. It's as direct
That
as
is a bureaucratic.
Yes.
What about the landlords deal with you and what is your action plan against the landlords not honoring his signature on your?
That is, my legal team is looking into and deciding that what is a due course and how exactly.
Your case
we
is
go-
solid for
Yeah,
them.
absolutely.
Your
There is no
corporation
law.
has been formed over there.
Yeah, it's NOAA. Yes,
Yeah.
NOAA.
NOAA is it?
That's the name of the company. It's the name of the company.
So, did you set up your business, car, Volkswagen dealership business, when the current Chief Minister of Maharashtra, when he came to power, when the current government of Maharashtra came to power?
Yes, it was.
Not
I took this.
before,
Yeah, I took this
2-3
company
years.
in
3 years, sir.
January 2017.
January
2017, and we started the operation, and the lease was formed in August of 2017.
August. So, I don't know whether I can ask you this or not, whether you have any experience with regard to Congress government within Maharashtra and at the center. Do you feel that the current corruption issue has become much worse in India?
I can only speak about my case. I can only speak about my
Okay,
case that
okay.
my case, what I have done, it's not a political issue with
Okay,
this
okay.
party or that
So
party. I don't want to
you
give
don't
that.
want to,
I don't want to give that.
general,
It's
okay.
just a small businessman who was very happy here. Didn't just got emotional, went into, and what we end up facing against the system, the bureaucratic system. It doesn't matter who's government, but the bureaucratic system is very bad. Good.
There is no hope for compensation.
There is always be hopeful. There is always a hope. If you are alive and you are breathing, there is always a hope. There is always a day. So
Hope for compensating that loss.
let's hope so. Let's hope so. My family is with me. They understand it. So it's fine.
I just have a particular question about the location itself. How did you come up with that, okay, I want to set up my factory here? Did you do any homework
Yeah.
prior to that? What was there before?
See, in US, whatever we do, we are 20-25 years ahead of India. So whatever I have seen here and whatever I can see that electric cars are going to be a big part, I can almost predict that whatever the car or automobile sector is currently, we was trying to make a footprint there so we can position ourselves correctly with all the dealerships there. We was going to open 50 and then further on. that we can introduce the electric cars, which is going to be the future for the world. Because if you look at the Elon Musk and Tesla and the cars, they are hundreds and thousands of people are waiting in a line to get a vehicle. And India, with 1.25 billion people, it's going to be, every current car will be replaced with an electric car, at least 70 to 80% of it in the next 5 years.
It's a big market.
Yeah, it is, it's a big market.
Pay is there.
Yeah.
It's in the next 5 years.
Yeah.
We are just wondering whether you can put an approximate figure on the potential loss.
We have to do the inventory if we get in. We've been thrown out of the place. The police guy came and he has removed my guide. It's all in recording there. And we don't know what is left there and we're going to take the inventory, and they're saying we're going to move your stuff and keep it here, there. So right now, police, it's in the midst of it. We have to take a due inventory, what is ours and what is looted and what is not there. That's the questions we're trying to ask. And we are, trying to save our safety is very important for me and my family. I can't.
Besides CM's office, let me ask you one thing. Government at the center won this election based on getting rid of corruption.
Correct.
Okay? Let us not forget about that.
Correct.
Prime Minister Modi is still trying to eradicate like roads is no corruption.
Correct.
The opposition party is 100% corrupted.
Correct.
So do you think that you can ask to give them corruption? Some have to go to lower middle class. Maybe Fadnavis is way above the corruption. Okay, that guy may be good. But you think in between, the guy down PA or including PA ask something from you?
See, the basic PA I was not able to interact with, but yes, other departments are there. But our part right now, is not a political thing. I want a business environment for NRIs, what we have in US. Political parties can do what they want to do. We are not politicians. We don't recommend one and oppose another, because then you get caught in a crossfire and it's never ending. We want a proper environment for NRIs. If you're bringing our experience, you are calling us. You are coming from every state, that our state is used to do business, number this, number that. Where are these numbers coming from? How many people have gone there? Is anyone other than politicians are saying that? Is businessmen saying that? So I'm just trying, NRI community is my family. I am my friends, my people, my children mixed with, that's my extended. So I'm bringing these facts to them. That, if we are together and if we can ask for a platform to safeguard our investment, be some fast track things, and we should be heard and on merits. We are not asking any special treatment, because we are very hard working, and if we can make it here from nothing.
Have you approached the current Consulate General here in New York? There was a very interesting event yesterday, actually. I went about India launch event doing business in India. It was yesterday evening. And there were a lot of local, small, medium business people were there who would like to invest in India or investing in India. So I'm wondering, did you try to reach out to
Yes, I have written.
Sandeep Chakraborty?
Yes, my son had on 24th of July, when I wrote, they had called me.
They have a commercial wing.
Yes, they did call me, and Devi Prasad, Mr.
He was actually
interviewed
yeah.
with him. He was there, and I was on the phone. Anything he asked me, I told him this is what the situation is, and help me connect with the CM office. I have letters I have sent in July, 8, 9, and 10, and today is 24th. If you can, and I got a feedback when CM came here. They have handed over my papers, but they have not heard back.
Hi,
Yes,
thank
hello.
you again so much for having us today. It's amazing the message that we're trying to get out today. After hearing a lot of the conversation, one question really comes to mind is Modi's initiative to bring foreign investment to India. I wrote the question down. and it's this message that we're putting out. How do you think your message will resonate with investors who are not of Indian descent, who are not NRI, who are encouraged to invest in India?
I mean, in terms of Mr. Modi, I mean, alone he will not be able to do the change. We need to stand up for ourselves. And we need to bring it to attention of the people that who are accountable, and don't rest until it's been done. Second thing, you are asking about the businessmen. The businessmen here, they have to do just due diligence as they do here and find the ways possible. I'm just sharing my story. It's not. I will not say that please don't try. See. And ask for improvement, ask these things, if something happens, where do I go? Would I be heard in 72 hours? What is this system in place? And let's get together and demand that.
Thank you.
Mother doesn't give you a milk unless you cry. So politicians, you really have to make them and tell them this is what it is, and so that's what I'm doing my part.
Have you reported this to US-India Business Council, your experience?
Yes, I have sent emails to them also.
And FICCI also? FICCI?
I don't think so if we have sent it anything to FICCI. And we are uploading all those things to our website. And I will really encourage all the people who have these experiences to come forward and tell this story, and at least not be fearful with the threats, and let the right people who are trying to do things be in front of them, that this is what we have, seeing it and investigate, please. That's where the change will come. If we stay quiet and we do nothing, nothing will happen.
Make a page on Facebook, invite others who have experience.
Correct, that's what I think, that's what we have done.
And
yes,
do it
yes.
so that people can post their experience. I know few people who went there, they took a local partner, after 2 years they were thrown out and everything belonged to the local partner.
Wow.
And those things are very common in India.
Yeah, I consulted with a couple of people from Haryana, and then certain higher officials I spoke to, and then certain friends, that if you resist and if you try going, they put cases after cases. That's what the threat I get. That if you come into police station more, you will be arrested. There will be FIR. You doing, they will like to scare and they will like you to go away because they already have the money. So don't be, it's fine. I will go back in again. It's fine. It's okay. We will do whatever we can, and yes, you are correct. We be doing that.
We doing let people write their comments, or maybe you can edit them, or let them write it freely. Let them have freedom of expression.
Correct.
What they want to.
Yes, that's what.
Don't edit it.
That's what we do.
Yeah, absolutely. We want to thank you.
We're having a 2,000 signature campaign. We are going to go. We're not going to rest until this is handled, and we have some satisfactory answer and the right people have heard it.
No, I salute you for doing this. I salute you.
Yeah.
Most of the people in my community, they chicken out.
Yeah.
They say, "Kaun ladega ji sarkar se?"
Yeah, no, there's nothing like that.
So I salute
There's
you.
nothing like that.
And we are with you.
Yeah. There are good people.
We all think the same way, and Mr. Madhok has think the same exact way. We all first generation. When we land this country, first thing we think, well, we'll go back, invest, and we prosper there. Mr. Madhok, we heard you. We feel your pain. On Federation of Indian Association and all other organizations here, we are with you, and we will fight till we get the justice. I'd like to have my chairman, Ramesh Patel, to say a few words.
This is a very unique case as far as your case is concerned, but many other I went to invest before this government, which was there for 10 years. Many of them came back empty-handed because they just could not tolerate the red tapes and the bureaucratic system. They came back. Some of them survived because they already surrendered to corrupted people. I'm talking about the government before this government. But the present government won the huge election based on getting rid of corruption. And even our Prime Minister said many times in his speech that suppose you get stuck into the system, you come and see my personally in my office. At that time he was the Chief Minister of one state. Now he's the Prime Minister of India. I think something definitely good is going to come out of this.
Yes.
Thank you.
Which is attached to the pamphlet, the letters to the CM, the leases, which you don't need a law degree to see what's going on. Everything is attached there, and we would love for you to dig deeper into it.
You mentioned that we are trying to get in touch with PMO's office.
Yes. So we, along with FIA, I want to extend our support to Mr. Madhok. I think in 2 days' time, I think you guys have done a wonderful job of coming here and supporting, and I think let us get the message out to the community. We want to do a signature drive. We want to do 2,000-3,000 signatures. We also would like to do a community leader interaction with the Consulate General in the next coming days, and also with the ambassador. And I won't be able to speak whether it will be with the media or without the media, but we want to do that. We also want to reach out to the US-India Business Council and have a meeting with them, with Mr. Madhok, and we want to be seated and be part of that meeting as being the community organization. We invite everybody who is interested. A lot of community members who are here, Bharat Bhai, Prasad Sir, Mr. Patel, all of them who are here, I urge you to say a few lines, but please support, please share it through the social media. That's the intent of it. Along with the media, I think it's a personal responsibility of all of us to take care of our own and of our community of the Indian diaspora here. With that, I would thank you, and I would thank Mr. Madhok for standing up to this and trying to get justice for the entire community so that this kind of sad episode is not repeated. Thank you.
I agree with whatever has been said, and we definitely support as a NRI community to help Mr. Madhok so that never such kind of incidents happen in India. Otherwise, all the investors, all the NRI investors will be disheartened and they will stop investing in India. So we have to bring this issue to the government of India.
I looked into Mr. Madhok, the one entrepreneur from USA going India to provide the employment and bread feeding to 200 plus families. Okay, this is clear case of the bureaucratic corruption. He has a title, he has a lease agreement, he has a bank investment and operating and everything. He has his manager or management.
Yes.
Everybody is bypassed. How come such daylight robbery can happen? Under whose blazing, under whose eyes? We have to understand that. And as Ramesh Bhai said, the top level of the administration, whether PM Modi or Devendra Fadnavis as a CM, might not be knowing that. There is still toxic things are going on over there, and here is a victim of that. Now, we are talking bureaucrats. Which bureaucrat create 5 jobs? On the contrary, they ruin 5 jobs. Over here, these gentlemen have 200 families feeding the bread and butter, bringing the food on their table. Today, just now I heard from him and in the Facebook page, at least this is the quickest way we can do tonight, going home, spreading all our friends on the Facebook page, the same, your Facebook page, right?
Right.
That's the one we have to share with all our NRI friends, but the friends back home in Bombay.
Yes.
I'm born and brought up in Mumbai. I have many friends, and I have to tell you honestly, my brother is very active in Mumbai in a social circle. In his every event, Fadnavis comes. I am energized to take this matter towards him when he wakes up within 2 hours, and I'm going to call him for this.
Thank you.
I may try to put your meeting with the lawyer who was here, very prominent real estate lawyer, but we want to see that they are connected by the social cause and social community affairs. So we want to see that how local communities respect the same communities which are 8,000 miles away. which is my tonight's challenge, which I will touch base with him by tomorrow morning or maybe late tonight. But the Facebook page is everything. What he said, which will be a revolution, alertness, and make the attention to PM's office or Fadnavis' office. We don't want to worry about the police station, what they try to show their bureaucratic power or corruption mentality. Thank you, friends. Let us go to the celebration.
And other NRIs, this voice is not going to be said. And I think it's great that the media is here. I wish that there was media here that can cover India, because it's only going to help here, but the only way that it's going to help you is that people in India know what's going on, and hopefully it can go to the Indian government. I wish that our Consulate General, Mr. Chakravarti is here. I wish that he was able to do something. I mean, he should have deep connections with our Prime Minister Modi.
Yes.
And I think that there should be some way. And again, I think if you were able to unite, if there's a way that you can give people your email address or one email address that we can all contact, and every time we have a story similar to yours, we can share it with everyone, and then you can bring this whole power of 500 people that this has happened to, and it's going to show a lot of power. And I think maybe uniting with an agency, a law company, that's also from the US as well as has presence in India. There are a few, and I can help you with that as well, that we work with at the Asian Indian Chamber of Commerce. Working with somebody in the an attorney in the US, having a presence in India, they are able to unite both laws and both things, and so they can help you here and consult you here while you're able to fight in India. So that's a couple of my suggestions, and of course, you know, we're all here to help you and to support you as NRIs. And you know, if you need anything, please reach out to us. Again, I'm from the Asian Indian Chamber of Commerce, and there's a lot of other associations here, community associations. Ours is more business networking. But whatever we can do to help you, please reach out and let us know. And I appreciate that you're going out and telling everybody about this, because nobody has done this.
Thank you.
We saw, and Mr. Madhok has explained us right now. So we all stand with the injustice happened with Mr. Madhok. And nowadays it's all over the social media, like we are talking about the Facebook. But if you see all the ministers, politicians, or any like a celebrity, they all are more on the Twitter. So if all will tag and tweet and retweet to the all politicians, probably that will help. Whether it's a PMO or the CM Fernandez or any other ministers or the departments, will help us in a better way than any other thing. That's what my thing is.
Good suggestion. So let us give that subject only one name, Justice with Madhok or something as the hashtag, and go from there.
Hi, my name is Harsh Madhok, President of Nova Motors. That's my son Chakshu Madhok, and my daughter Shelly Madhok. We came in to make our voice heard as a NRI. Basically, going into India was for investment purpose of 500 crores, opening of 50 showrooms all over India. And we decided to go in and make a difference with new electric cars coming in, and make a footprint and be ready for the future. And as I have mentioned in my previous interview also, with my family support, I was able to live my perfect life here, in terms of to live in India, because came here at a very young age. So I wanted to spend my older days, settle down and do business there also. But as I went in and things start progressing, whatever my mind and whatever my vision was, that how I will be received, how NRI community will be perceived there as an investor, all of them really fall flat. There's nothing happened as what I thought. Lot of hurdles, lot of bureaucracy, corruption, and everything happened in a process of opening a showroom. The first one, somehow we managed to open it in Thane on Gurubandar Road, and we acquired a lease, and it was a 5 years. Showroom was done very nicely. Everything was accurate, and we was working hard. And then all of a sudden, just on 30th of October, TMC comes in. Any prior notice, they shut it down the entire place and put it to people on the street, and they said there is some issues with the landlord. They did not give one of the reason, and they posted a notice on the wall and sealed the place, and that's what the pictures we have shared. There was nothing else given by them, and then the negotiation went on between landlord and TMC. They somehow managed to reopen the place after 2 months. For the meantime, 200 plus people which was working in the showroom had already left and find another jobs and stuff like that, and Volkswagen decided for a takeover. They said we can't keep this place closed for that long. So Mr. Nihar Modi was brought in from Hyderabad. They have several Volkswagen dealership and other Hero Honda dealerships also. And that process was on for takeover. My attorney, Nihar Modi's attorney, we had several emails and contracts was exchanged for takeover of my business. Apparently, while the takeover was getting through, the landlord decided to really go the other way, and they had something else in mind where they was getting more money or whatever the reason was. While my lease in full effect and in place till 2022, they issued another lease to Tata Motors, the lease which we have shared with you, and it was given, what's the name? Tejpal has signed that lease, which is for Regent Honda Motors to open, and it was quite a shock. How can this happen when one agreement is in place and there is no court order, there is no dispossessment, and if there had any issues, it has to be resolved in court. Somehow they broke into the locks, they went into my place, and I immediately reached out to the police department, where I will really appreciate Paramveer Singh led commissioner has really heard my cry, and they contacted the other people. DCP contacted the other party and heard their side of it and decided that my merits was absolutely correct, and they could not produce how they got into my place. So FIR was launched on 21st, and warrant for arrest was issued. There was an illegal break-in, and everyone from the opposition part, the Tejpal group and the landlord, went in a hiding, and we were searching for them. And apparently, while all of this was progressing and all the thing was on a right track, somehow they found a connection to CMPA. And I got a call from my dealership, from my security management, that police is here and they are trying to pick us up in the van, and they want other party security to be put it in to the place. I asked the police, name was Mr. Karpe, that how this thing is changed and why I am getting dispossessed, why my guards are being, it's all recorded. We have the recording bytes and everything when the call came in. And I also got a threat that if I don't comply with this, I will be arrested also. They have to do their job, and they removed on 8th of July, they removed my security from the place. We went to the police station, and I was threatened that if I resist, there will be cases against me and I will be put behind bar. Nothing like this have ever happened to me, and it was quite shocking that my money, my place, and my case was going in a direction how this have changed. I approached the police department, I went to CP, I asked the DCP that what have changed. We already have the FIR. Through the reliable sources, we came to know that Amol Pandekar, who's a PA to CM, has called in that police must favor the Tejpal group and let them, because they are also having a lease in their hand. I stated their lease is much later, just last month they have gotten this lease as an illegal lease, has no meaning because my lease is already in place from last year for 5 years. But the order of a PMCA, a CMCA was there, and I have no idea how he got hold and who approached. Apparently, that's my devastation started from that point, and I realized that India belongs to Bahubali, and if you have a power and if you have money, you can corrupt by your way out and to do anything you want to do. Right away, I have written a letter to CM, sent it through courier, which I have uploaded the receipt, went in personally to CM office, have dropped another copy and got it stamped, and I requested and begged time with CM that how this is happening. Kindly, I need to address this. In this course, I have written to Sushma Swaraj on the email. I have written to ambassador. I have written to consulate. There are about anyone and everyone I can get on the net regarding my investment because I was not familiar how to go about, and I never expected this. All of that has gone, and we have the record which we have uploaded each and every email to the site, which we will give the address to. And while this process was on, and I was suggested that CM will be in Nagpur, so I flew. I stayed there several days to meet with CM, but apparently I was not able to meet, and I have put on my air ticket, my boarding pass and everything. I tried everything possible. My son gave the interview to local New York consulate also, and you spoke to Devi Prasad Mishra ji, and they said they will put up this matter into a CM's attention and they will see what can be done. Apparently there is lot more to it, but I will not take much of a time. While this thing start happening, I came to know through the police and a reliable source that CMPA has instructed, and they are following this as a CM order, and it has to be helped. And they just got into my place and they started moving my stuff from there. Now my family, when they heard my son, daughter, wife that it's been a life threats, and my relatives there, they all have panicked. And everyone got so scared, and when the threats start coming in, we didn't know what to do, what is the right way, wrong way, because we have never had a situation like this in our life. We contacted our contacts there, we knocked every door to get in touch with CM, because it was my impression that CM and all other states and PM really want NRIs to be there investing and bringing the talent and the knowledge which we have acquired in 30 plus years here. It's just fall flat. All of those things had no meaning. I felt really sick seeing this, how they come and they say things here to get the NRIs there, and how it is a ground reality. You can't even meet the CM, and you really have to be a well-connected in order to really put up the case. So today I have called all my NRI friends who are known to me in 30 plus years while my stay in New York and New Jersey area, and I am trying to find out how many people has gone through this, and why this matter is not being addressed, why we as a NRI not have a proper platform that these issues to be addressed between 24, 48 or 72 hours, and we're trying to do our best. I am very thankful to the media, which on a one call they have gotten together here, and community leaders, FIA, and many other friends being known to us, all have showed up at the one phone call to share this thing. And if we can bring something good from this, and we are able to draw attention of a higher authorities that what the understaff is doing, and it's a rumor or it's true, I came to know through reliable sources that CMPA has been rewarded with the bribe of a car. I am trying to do whatever the best I can to tell all the NRI community that this is what things are there. Be careful, be vigilant, and demand for a proper platform on security of your money if you do invest your time, your efforts, because those are the losses I have occurred in my normal business in US, thanks to my son who was handling it here. I've been away for several months, the entire year literally I have spent it in India, and I have become the resident there, and I would like to address that it has really caused such an unrest in my family. They always been scared. If the phone rings at night or something happens, they just wake up that the hope is not a bad news. And I'm just trying to tell them that if challenges come, please don't surrender and be part of it. There are people who will listen to this, and something good will come out of this.
Indian associations are so many all over the US, particularly in the, not only limited to New Jersey, New York or Chicago, Florida, there are East, West Coast, Central America, everywhere there are. So as we as Indians based out of the homeland, what the particular message you wanted to convey to those Indians who wanted to support you, what they can do for you, as well as to the message passed on to the Indian government, what kind of the appeal you would like to do it?
First of all, like I've been saying, that for all NRI community, there should be a platform given to protect our investment. The normal way of courts, and lakhs of court cases are there, and it's fighted by the generations. There should be, if we want a true India growth story, there should be a platform with whatever the money, life savings we are bringing in, this should be protected and saved and should be looked into through certain IAS officers and certain people, that we don't have to stand in line with the normal crowd where it takes many years. Second thing, going to India for tourism is a different story, but taking your life savings and trying to do business, be very vigilant. I won't say give it up. I will say that please ask the concerned authorities, the CMs, and knock on their door. Don't rest until you get the answers. And so your children, right now, my kids don't want to go to India now. They forget about doing business. They said, "You have a perfect life here, Dad. Why? What is this with you that you are so emotionally connected?" So this thing should not come into the picture, and we should be able to do things how we've been able to do it in our adopted country. We've been successful. The entire US, you can see how Indians are contributing here and how they are doing things. And when we go back home, our own home which we left at a young age, our emotions, pulled us there, and you invite us there. Do take care of this as you commit and promise here. Don't leave it for 2 to 3 months and don't answer the calls. That's not acceptable. It's not acceptable.
Hi, my name is Chakshu Madhok, and I am the son of Harsh Madhok. As a US citizen, I strongly urge everyone watching to protect the future for all the NRIs and their interests whether it's for commerce or just general living, and strengthen the relationship that the United States has with India and the commerce ties that they do have. For everything that is going on and is being treated to these NRI investors, we are doing everything so that everyone's interests are protected. So we're working very hard for that. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Madhok. I am the daughter of Harsh Madhok and sister to Chakshu Madhok. I would like to reiterate what my dad and Chakshu have said about the NRA community not getting the potential of their hard work within our homeland of India. I would like to urge everyone who has had similar issues to voice their concern so people with the same issues and same background can come forward and justice can be brought to the issues at hand. Thank you.
Really thank TV5 to come and interview with other reporters in place, and I thank the viewers of TV5 also for watching the TV5. The Mana TV also has had the interview. So I thank the viewers of Mana TV also for listening and sharing the story. I hope something good will come out of it. Thank you for watching Mana TV also.